timing. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Do not pull some Vegeta bullshit when we react to that shit and go to like your final form at the beginning of the fight. And then like he just toys with come on, and he just toys with you, bro. Come on, bro. There you go, starting with that bullshit. I told you not to do that, bro. Are you fucking sick? Yo, what's good, YouTube? Welcome back to another video onto the channel, baby. Alright, yo, it's late as fuck. Yo, I didn't know what to react to. I didn't know what you guys wanted, but I saw the Death Battle released. A new battle. Simon the Digger and Kyle Rayner. I don't know either of these characters, bro. I don't know what they can do. I don't know how strong are they. Let me know in the comment section. I'm not sure. I don't know. I just don't know. I just know one of them is a Gurren Lagann and one of them is the White Lantern, bro. Listen, bro. Also, big news. We're almost to 500 followers. I think I'm gonna go live on YouTube tomorrow. I think we're gonna play some games, react to some videos. Yo, I have so much energy right now. I apologize. But anyways, let's get back to the video. But yeah, I heard this death battle is really good. I heard it's very solid in animation. So yeah, let me know in the comment section what you guys want me to react to next. But yeah, make sure you like, comment, share the video with your friends and family maybe. And why did I say it like that? Anyways, and yeah, just like the video up because it does help me. Your likes and your support does help me a lot on this growth. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into the video.
Simon the Digger.
Okay, it's a little too loud. I'm gonna turn it down. You know what the issue is, chat? I always turn the video down mainly because it will overpower my mic. That's why I do it. So I can give you guys commentary instead of just me just watching the video without commentating.
Kyle Rayner, the White Lantern. Two men born of Earth.
What the fuck is a White Lantern anyways? He looks like the Green Lantern. Is that the Ben 10 logo? Oh wait, no, it's not.
Earth with the willpower to pierce the heavens and conquer infinity. He's Wiz and I'm Booms.
Okay, that's this. Conquer infinity. Okay, that's gonna be kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie. And pierce heavens is kind of like crazy a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
All right, let's get it. Let's go.
Deep underground, Jiha Village lived in dreary isolation, oblivious to the wider world above their squalid cave. That's where the hero of our story comes in. The young man who would lead.
Chat, is this a good anime? Should I watch it? Let me know in the comment section if I should watch it, bro. I don't know.
His comrades into the sunlight at last. Kamina, the great and mighty. Oh, and his little brother from another mother, Simon. He was there too, I guess. Simon was a digger, content to drill endlessly through the dirt, until the day he found the core drill. A key that activated the mysterious buried mech that Kamina named Lagann. Under his magnificently masculine leadership, Kamina finally drilled their way to freedom, seeing the sun after a life in the dark. But the sky was by no means the limit. The surface was ruled by the cruel chimeric beastmen, and Kamina would lead his compatriots against them to reclaim the Earth for humanity.
This looks kind of tough. Hold up.
Scoring a second mech in the process, aptly named Gurren. And as befits Kamina,
so it's like a mech anime. Okay.
Brotherly bond, Gurren and Lagann merged, creating Gurren Lagann. With Kamina piloting the body and Simon the head, these two were unstoppable. Of all the giant fighting robots in all the animes across history, Gurren Lagann might just be the absolute coolest, fueled by its pilot's willpower and capable of making any weapon they can imagine, including missiles, a jetpack, a sunglasses boomerang, and of course, drills! Wrist-mounted drills, kunai drills, shield drills, kamehameha drills, and everyone's favorite, the Giga Drill Bureku! Side note, it is so funny that the only thing they could think of was drills. That's like if I made booze or something, my whole personality. What up? With Gurren Lagann's awesome power, Kamina laid waste to enemy forces, liberated human villages, and fomented a rebellion against the Beastmen King, Lord Genome. Until Kamina died. Oh, wait, Shit,
Oh,
was
crud.
that supposed to happen? Nope, and it was all Simon's fault. He let his willpower waver, and his soul brother paid the price. After all, he was just a humble digger, at home in the darkness, guided
Damn, that must be hard. Imagine like your willpower was weak and that caused you to kill your brother. That must be tough, man.
solely by the light of Kamina's spirit. So his big bro left him with these final words. Have faith in the Simon who believes in you. Damn. Kamina was the one looking up to him the whole time. It was Simon who found Logon, Simon who pierced the surface, and Simon who would now lead humanity to victory. Especially with his gal pal Nia at his side, who helped pull him out of his rut and kick Lord Genome's ass. But victory only lasted 7 years before the Anti-Spiral attacked. Unimaginably powerful godlike aliens, the Anti-Spiral feared humanity's potential, what they dubbed the Spiral Nemesis. Remember how Gurren Lagann runs on fighting spirit? Turns out that's just a manifestation of spiral power, an energy that all spiral beings, like humans, have. That's right, the laws of physics run on chutzpah. Just as the spiral turned inward represents endless
Who was that?
obsession and madness, the spiral turned outward spins forever into infinity, the perfect representation of humanity's evolutionary potential. Potential Simon would use as he led Team Dai Gurren across the multiverse.
This does look tough and damn. Alright, let me stop.
To take the fight to the anti-spiral. And this is when Gurren Lagann gets crazy.
We hand chop everything every morning.
This is real.
Exactly.
Yo, that's nice. I'm glad you guys hand chopped everything, but like, it's just that. I'm actually excited for Wednesday. I'm actually excited.
Channeling spiral power lets you constantly adapt to threats, no matter how overwhelming. Simon can create portals to different realities and higher dimensions. He can generate force fields, absorb energy.
Okay, I might go in Simon the Digger. I feel like he might win because of how OP, like bro, you can't go wrong with drills, bro. He has spiral power, he has self repair, that's broken, force fields, energy absorption. I feel like that's gonna be like a big play into the Green Lantern core, because isn't the Green Lantern powered by just energy and stuff like that? Reality warping, I don't think any Green Lantern can do that. I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of crazy.
Energy attacks, and even merge Gurren Lagann with bigger and stronger machines, creating the Arc Gurren Lagann, which is strong enough to shatter space and time with a punch, or the Super Galaxy Gurren Lagann, which can fire lasers that are fast enough to hit, and I quote, all time, space, and dimensions, all within a Planck instant. That's the smallest unit of time physically possible, meaning each laser would have to be moving 4.6 times 10 to the 117th power times faster than light. Oh, well, looks like this wins the award for fastest calculated speed feat.
Can he beat Goku though? Probably. I'm not gonna lie, probably.
In our show's history. Congratulations, Gurren Lagann. Move over, SpongeBob. You've been dethroned. Oh, and the guidebook says they hit an innumerable number of enemies across infinite universes. You literally cannot calculate how fast that is. But it wasn't enough to escape the Anti-Spiral's greatest trap, the Multiverse Labyrinth. An attack that imprisons Simon in his own unique multiverse, forced to experience an infinite number of alternate realities that controlled his mind, permanently arresting him in a dream world. Except Simon and his spiral power are just built different, and after being inspired by his bro, Simon absorbed that whole multiverse to escape. What makes this even more impressive is that this labyrinth—
This dude absorbed a whole multiverse. Bro, like, literally, the only time you would ever see something like that happen is in, like, fucking Marvel, dude.
Was 11-dimensional,
Let me make sure I'm recording, because I don't want to have to do all this. Alright, I'm back, chat.
Simon absorbed a higher dimensional structure several orders of infinity greater than himself. The jump between dimensions—
He's not stronger than Gojo. Okay, I'm done.
Is basically infinite. Each new dimension adds a new direction of space that extends infinitely, thus an infinite gap in size and scope. What? Oh, we're just getting started. Imagine a two-dimensional drawing interacting with a three-dimensional person.
Okay, that's not too far off from what actually happened.
Yeah, I've seen that guy before. This thing, I've seen him before. They put him on. He gets put in a lot of anime debates.
Not too far off from what actually happened.
Because when Simon absorbed the multiverse labyrinth, he merged with every alternate universe version of himself, including an alternate universe Simon who is writing his own alternate universe version of Gurren Lagann. And that author's spiral power made his fictional Simon real, adding another to the mix.
Wait, if every human being has spiral power, you're telling me we can all do this shit?
This all gave our Simone enough spiral power to form the next step in mecha evolution, Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann.
This is when Gurren Lagann gets actually fucking crazy. Like shooting missiles that alter probability so they have a 100% chance of hitting you, or tossing galaxies around like frisbees. Sorry, did I say galaxies? I meant universe.
This dude is tossing galaxies, bro. Listen, I feel like Green Lantern, listen. I'm going with fucking Simon the Digger, bro. Listen, listen. I'm a fan of Green Lantern. But like he's throwing galaxies, bro. Like you can't really compete with that, buddy.
Simon's power was so immense that he started generating super spiral space, a higher dimension encompassing our own universe.
With it, Simon turns his thoughts into reality, letting him create his mech and all of its weapons in the first place.
Not only does this mean he no longer needs co-pilots, he can also regenerate any damage done to him or his mech just by willing it back into existence.
Like when Lord Genome used spiral power to survive quantum breakdown.
That's nothing like my glorious King Gojo, bro. I feel like Gojo would just like one-shot him with like a purple and like, you know, just like a hollow nuke. And like Gojo has like infinity and a okay, I'm done, bro.
Or the time Nia, now the best wife in the universe, used spiral power to constantly regenerate her body from being erased at the informational level for 7 days straight.
Information in physics is essentially the ones and zeros that make up every possible outcome in reality. Nia literally regenerated from the statistical certainty of her own destruction.
If I have spiral power, Wiz, when the fuck is my leg growing back?
When even this was not enough for the anti-spiral, Simon evolved one more time.
Into Super Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann!
This mech is so big, its size is literally incalculable. And with a drill somehow even larger than that,
Man, Gojo would tank that. Okay, I'm done. I'm actually real done, chat. Like, let me not get Sukuna fans up in here. I'm sorry, my bad, bro.
Simon and his friends shattered the anti-spiral once and for all.
Hey, cruel indifference of the universe! Meet the indomitable human spirit!
Proving Kamina's words prophetic, that Simon's drill is the drill that would pierce the heavens.
With no more worlds left to conquer, Simon chose to wander the earth for the rest of his days, in service to others.
Always looking up. For all the lights in the sky are stars, and every star another world of spiral cousins that can live free.
All thanks to a humble digger.
That sounds like a W anime, bro.
Being a football player with plaque psoriasis is challenging. The football locker room is always a place where people...
Damn, I bet it is challenging.
universe.
All right, let's continue the video.
Is a dangerous place. Should you find yourself face to face with an interdimensional vampire, alien dictators, or this one really pissed off cat?
I don't think there's anything that they can pull out from Green Lantern that would just like, that could ever beat like Simon the Digger, bro.
You know who to call.
The Green Lantern Corps! They're the Space Fuzz, an intergalactic police force founded billions of years ago by blue leprechaun gods.
And the greatest Green Lantern among them was everyone's favorite.
Brody really just called them blue leprechauns. Okay. Okay, but
Hal Jordan.
You know him, you love him, you might hate him, but you gotta respect the man with a will as unbreakable as Hal's.
Until the day his will broke.
After his hometown got completely obliterated, Hal lost his mind. He rampaged through the core, killing everyone in his path, and absorbed the central power battery, the literal Green Lantern.
Becoming the Emerald Tyrant, Parallax.
There was only one survivor of Parallax's killing spree, Ganthet. And with what remained of his strength, he gave the last Green Lantern ring in the universe to a human, Kyle Rayner.
So, was Kyle picked for his indomitable willpower like Hal was?
He was just there. He had no idea what was going on. Must feel good being given the most dangerous magical weapon in existence to figure out on your own. Hey, if Colonel Sanders, Daffy Duck, Space Wheat, and a sentient fox can master it, what's your excuse, Kyle?
The Green Lantern ring can do anything, fulfilling any wish its user desires as though it were a genie from a lamp.
It lets you fire energy blasts, create force fields, affect gravity, turn invisible and intangible, manipulate matter, time travel, warp reality, and erase things from existence.
Think we're exaggerating? Well, consider the time Kyle stretched the very fabric of space to increase the Planck length a billion times over.
That's not really nothing. My bro Simon the Digger was throwing galaxies, so I don't think that's really a feat. Let's see what he got. Constructs, energy blast, shields, exoskeleton, melee weapons, projectile weapons, vehicles, animal. Okay, so nothing like really that can beat Simon. Okay, so we got protective aura, fly, galactic database, artificial intelligence, invincibility, intangibility, time manipulation. That could be something to beat Simon the Digger. Simon the Digger, not Kaiman, bro. What the fuck? Anyways, time travel. Okay, age manipulation. Oh, that's gonna be a problem in matter. Okay, in mind reading. Okay.
That's like stretching an inch into a light year.
Lanterns control time and space, letting them fly so fast they can create a Speed Force singularity.
Tapping into the Speed Force requires entering a higher dimension of space, requiring speeds that are not only faster than light, but totally immeasurable. And the rings have an artificial intelligence that operates just as fast, automatically protecting its user from danger.
Like the time that Poozer Kilowog survived being erased from existence by the Crisis on Infinite Earth.
The ring is fueled by its user's willpower and limited only by their imagination.
While Hal may have had the greatest willpower in the Corps, Kyle's imagination is unmatched, probably because he's a comic book artist. And we know from this show, they think of some wild shit.
But the Green Lantern's most recognizable ability is their constructs, Kyle's speciality.
Samurai armor, pirate ships, giant dragons, actual working home computers, and his favorite, super fighting robots. Hey, that one looks familiar.
Kyle can make them strong enough to lift the Spectre, who weighs as much as eternity.
Or hold back a 12.3 dimensional Big Bang.
Okay, he probably can lift Simon the Digger. I'm not gonna lie.
Wait. 0.3? DC's multiverse has 12.3 dimensions? That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
The ring's only downside is that it's limited to 24 hours before needing a recharge.
So it can blow up universes, but it has the battery of an iPhone. Never mind, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Oh.
No, that was gonna be bad because I forgot the ring does need to charge, bro. It does need to charge.
Although I'd say Kyle's biggest weakness was Kyle. With great power came no responsibility.
Perhaps a manifestation of Kyle's self-doubt. Any reflection came too late, though, when one of Kyle's villains brutally murdered his girlfriend, Alex, and put her body in a fridge.
Kyle wasn't the only one traumatized. This moment was so infamous, it started the trope called fridging.
For how female characters are often sacrificed as mere plot devices to further a male character's development.
So it might surprise you that it happened to Kyle again.
Kyle finally got serious. He became a prominent member of the Justice League, faced off against Hal, and even rebuilt the Green Lantern Corps better than ever.
But little did he know, this torchbearer's greatest journey had only just begun.
In order to save Ganthet from an emotional lobotomy, it's a long story, he had to master all the colors of the emotional electromagnetic spectrum.
There are 7 colors, each representing a different emotion. The yellow light of fear lets Kyle manipulate the worst horrors in your mind. The more scared you are of him, the stronger he becomes.
Orange light is fueled by bottomless avarice, possessing Kyle to absorb not merely his enemies' attacks, but also their souls.
Red is rage, ripping out Kyle's heart and replacing his blood with napalm, which sounds like it sucks, but it's metal as hell.
Blue light is powered by hope, and allows Kyle to heal wounds, resist mental domination, and supercharge his ring.
Indigo is compassion, reducing his opponent's will to fight and letting him open portals across space, connecting him to others.
The final one was the Sapphire Light of Love. With it, he can trap enemies within crystal matrices and control their...
Why do I feel like Kyle Rayner's gonna win, bro? Like, I don't know. I feel like they're glazing him a little bit too much. But let me chill out, because they did get Simon the Digger his spotlight, so let me chill.
minds. But Kyle only mastered it by forgiving himself for Alex's tragic death.
Oh, self-love. I get it. Must be nice. And with their powers combined, he doesn't just make his enemies taste the rainbow.
The lights of the spectrum merged, and Kyle became a White Lantern.
Odin Valhalla Rising.
Oh my
Now
gosh,
available on
bro.
mobile
These
PC,
ads are killing me,
exclusive
bro.
with Google Play Games. Ascend to Valhalla on a larger...
With total control over the power of life.
Wiz, I cannot think of an attack more useless in a death battle.
Wait, so he has the power of life. Okay, that might be a problem, I'm not gonna lie.
Than something that makes you live.
Empowered by the physical embodiment of all life in the DC multiverse, Kyle is vastly more powerful than any other lantern in existence.
Far stronger than Hal, who could harness the energy of every power battery across the multiverse.
Not only can Kyle instantly heal all wounds, purify corruption, and resurrect the dead, the white light of life is strong enough to go up against threats to all of creation, like the Anti-Monitor.
Okay, so it's not totally useless.
Especially after Kyle visited the Source and acquired the life equation. Essentially the source code to reality, the life equation is mathematical proof that life is worth living.
With it, Kyle can alter all of reality at a whim, even threatening the new gods like Darkseid.
The life equation, like its counterpart, the anti-life equation,
Okay, what is it? Contained a supernova, survived the Big Bang that created the DCU, outsped the laws of physics, surpassed Hal Jordan's power, resisted the anti-life. Okay, I get it. Defeated Wonder Woman, that's not really a feat. Defeated Parallax, that's not really a feat. Amazo, that's not really a feat. And Oblivion, I don't know who that is.
is a conceptual artifact from a higher reality, originating in a platonic realm that is, in a sense, more real than we are.
So it's not a shock that the equation...
Like, give me, like Wonder Woman's, like, I would say, I have to say Wonder Woman's strength is on par with, like, Superman. But, like, she has no counter, like, Wonder Woman and Parallax and Amazon, like, Wonder Woman is just, like, you know, like, your fighter, like, just like Superman. And they don't know how to deal with magic, really. But Wonder Woman does have that lasso that can make them, like, reveal their weakness. So, Wonder Woman might be a little bit better than Superman, but Superman's still on top.
Kyle, too powerful.
He struggled to control it, and it subconsciously manifested a being composed of his fears and anxieties. Oblivion. Kyle's greatest weakness was still himself.
Kyle spent his whole life struggling with the power that the gods granted him, and throughout it all, he always rose to the occasion, carrying the universe on his back.
But ultimately, the only way to stop power from corrupting is to spread it. So Kyle split the life equation into pieces to found his second core, the White Lanterns. And together, they shattered Oblivion, destroying the self-doubt that plagued Kyle once and for all.
Not bad for a comic book geek from LA.
And now he was the one giving out rings of unlimited power to people who weren't sure if they could command it.
So he told them the truth. You can't teach someone how to use such power. You have to learn yourself, making mistakes along the way.
But with the power of life at their command, there's no end to their journey, only endless beginnings.
Yo, W, bro.
Hey, remember Beerus versus Sailor Galaxia?
Okay,
No?
I haven't seen that, so don't spoil that for me, please. I'm sorry. Don't spoil that for me. I haven't seen it yet.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
All right, I'm not rusty at all.
Hey dude, Green Lantern Officer Kyle Rayner here. Ring says you've got a Class A galactic super weapon, whatever that is. I'm thinking it's the giant mech. Why don't you hand it over?
Gurren Lagann's mine, officer. Just who the hell do you think you are?
Okay. Like, but Green Lantern can counter, like, so, like, he just swallowed up the drills with the vacuum.
Told I'm bad with authority.
Tell me about it. 4.
Simon, come on, bro. Come on, bro. Dude, like, do not pull some Vegeta bullshit when we react to that shit and go to, like, your final form at the beginning of the fight. And then, like, he just toys with... come on. And he just toys with you, bro. Come on, bro. Make Kyle Rayner go to his final form. Before you.
That's nothing! My drill will pierce the heavens!
There you go. Starting with that bullshit. I told you not to do that, bro. Are you fucking sick? Bro, you cannot make this shit up, bro. He's giving us the Vegeta treatment, bro. You cannot make this shit up, bro. I told him specifically, like, at least do not make Kyle Rayner go to his final form before you go to yours. And then you'll have a better chance of winning. Because then you know what he does. Bro, we already lost. Simon, we already lost, bro. Like, come on, bro. I have faith in you, bro. Okay, maybe not. He went to his final form. I think, is that fucking Superman?
That's really cool. I'm a lantern.
We do the impossible.
See the invisible.
Touch the untouchable.
Break the unbreakable.
Bars. They are spitting facts. They are preaching. Let them cook.
If you ain't know,
Now you know. I'm Simone the Digger. If there's a wall in my way, I'll smash it down.
Okay, good move. Good move. Didn't do any damage, though.
stop fighting. Think about your fear of death, your love of your friends, your compassion for me, your hope for the future. Choose life.
Have faith in the Simo.
Okay. He's having, like, a little cinematic. Okay, this is good. Maybe he'll get the dub with this.
That believes in you.
Super Tekken Topa Gurren Lagann! My drill is the drill that will transcend the heavens! Giga Drill Free!
Okay. Bro, this has to... Oh, nah. He charging up that ring, bro. Simon, he did it better than you. Bro, he did it better than you. He literally got all the rings and, like, all the emotions of the rings and turned into a drill, bro. You might be cooked, buddy.
My dream desk finally came in.
I don't fucking care. I really don't.
It's the Ergo Electric Standing Desk by Very. It took me less than 10 minutes to set up. It is a...
The super weapon wasn't your mech.
It was me.
Then, Simone, I'm taking you in brightest day, in blackest night. No evil shall escape my sight.
This is peak, bro. This is fucking peak, bro. This is peak. Like, bro, like, great animation, good dialogue, bro. This is peak, bro.
Let those who worship evil's might beware my power. Green Lantern fly!
Let's see you grit those teeth!
Let's fucking go, baby! Yo, that was a good. Yo, look the goat, bro. The goat. This might be my new goat, bro. I don't know.
You'd make a good lantern.
Simon of Earth, you have been chosen.
Wait. But listen. I am gonna say this, bro. Kai Rayner. Listen. That last dialogue that you did made me change everything about you, bro. I thought you was like some dickhead that like did comics. But listen, you are a good sport. Listen, you probably my second favorite character, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Listen, bro, you're a goat. You're a goat too, bro.
You'd make a good lantern.
I'm hoping he didn't die, bro.
Simon of Earth, you have been
Chad, please tell me you didn't die in the comments. Please tell me you didn't die.
chosen.
Just who the hell do you think I am?
KO! For the guy with the snazzy.
Like, Chad, I wasn't even worried. Like, I knew Simon the Digger was like gonna win. Like, I wasn't even panicking or freaking out, bro. Like, I knew all along. I was just like, playing it cool and trying to like. All right, let me stop bullshitting. I was scared.
Sunglasses.
When both combatants possess unlimited power, it's hard to judge them by our normal standards. Take speed. Simone can hit an infinite number of targets all at once, and Kyle can fly fast enough to surpass the normal concept of speed itself.
When you control space and time, things like strength and speed kind of become irrelevant.
Instead, let's analyze them through a lens more applicable to beings as absurd as Simone and Kyle. Their imagination, their willpower, and their ultimate potential.
First up, imagination. The boundless things they could conjure to use against the other. Both could think up just about anything the other could, like absorbing each other's attacks, fighting across time.
I feel like Kyle takes that one because he does have. I feel like would have a better imagination than Simon.
Anything.
Simone did have a few attacks that Kyle hasn't encountered, like the probability-altering missiles, but it's likely Kyle could adapt considering his ring could protect against existence being erased across the multiverse.
And in general, Kyle's constructs were a lot more creative than Simone's arsenal.
Yeah, that is true.
Which was mostly drills. Though again, nothing Simone couldn't adapt to with, say, his energy
Chad, this was so tough.
absorption. Imagination is a draw.
That leaves the other main factor for both characters, the origin of their unbelievable might, their willpower.
And that's really gonna be the winning factor here, since it's the source of everything for both of them. Whoever's got the stronger willpower wins.
Both can manipulate reality on a multiversal scale with their willpower, but we can use dimensions to roughly calculate a difference. This might sound absurd for most characters, but it's necessary for beings as beyond the pale as Simone and Kyle.
The multiverse labyrinth that Simone absorbed contained 11 spatial dimensions. That's 1.3 dimensions less than the multiverse Kyle's power can threaten.
And remember, each numbered dimension infinitely surpasses the one below it.
Which meant Kyle's willpower was stronger at a base level. However, that doesn't necessarily mean Kyle gets the edge, because if there's one thing both of these guys are known for, it's that they can always get stronger.
So to determine the limits of their willpower, we first need to understand their full potential.
Simone's whole deal with spiral power is how he can constantly evolve to get stronger. So just because Simone starts off weaker doesn't mean he'll stay that way.
Absorbing the multiverse labyrinth required Simone to leapfrog several orders of infinity in an instant. Simone made himself that much stronger through sheer force of will.
That's impressive.
Than enough to close the gap with Kyle, especially since spiral power also lets him regenerate his body down to an informational level. Kyle's never destroyed something that thoroughly before.
Without the ability to easily kill Simone, it was only a matter of time before Kyle's ring ran low on charge, especially since Simone could likely regenerate for at least a week straight, like Nia did. While Blue Lantern Light could boost Kyle's power, he's never jumped several orders of infinity in strength like Simone has.
And while Kyle could manipulate emotions to reduce Simone's willpower, Simone resisting the labyrinth's mental manipulation meant he could power through anything Kyle threw at him.
Everything, that is, except for the life equation. It originated from a higher level of reality and would have more than even the odds.
Too bad Kyle couldn't control it. It was just as much a detriment to him as an asset. forcing him to relinquish it to keep from destroying reality and himself.
Compare that to Simone, who merged with a version of himself writing a version of Gurren Lagann, and using spiral power to make that fiction into reality.
A pretty similar level of reality to the life equation, and a level of power Simone had no trouble embracing and mastering by the end of his story. No matter how you look at it, Simone might start weaker, but his peak will always transcend Kyle's. Isn't that how all of Simone's battles usually go anyway? That's Gurren Lagann in a nutshell.
So Simone's incredible
Bro, Gurren Lagann looks so... I might have to watch the anime, chat. I'm not gonna lie.
potential eclipsed Kyle, which means his willpower was ultimately greater. Kyle may have embodied life itself, but Simone's unstoppable evolutionary potential would shatter even this lantern's light.
I hope Kyle at least dug the fight, because when it comes to death battle losers, he was a dead ringer.
The winner is Simone the Digger.
Next time on Death Battle.
That was mad good, chat. Yo, listen, that was mad good. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, yo, this was fire. This is absolutely fire. Absolute cinema. Hope you guys enjoyed. I do try my best to push out as many videos as possible while I'm dealing with the IRL stuff. Life hasn't been too great for me, but you guys make it better like every day. So you normally don't talk about it too much, but like, you know, it's, you know, been quite hard for your boy. But as long as I push content for you guys and you guys give me the interaction and stuff that you guys always do, it's like, it's a great feeling. It pushes me to do better. But yeah, without further ado, make sure you like, comment, and share the video. It does show me a lot of support. We're on the way to 500 followers, bro. I know that may not be a big number to a lot of people, but it's a big number for me. It's actually incredible. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in to this video, bro. And I guess I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.